What up, guys? CP the Tool Addict. Woo! We've got a good one for you today. Ta-da! The new Quinn 92 ratchets. We're going to check these bad boys out. See if they're worth the hype. Compare them against GEARWRENCH. See if they're very similar. The Matco. And we got a surprise guest. Can you guess what that is? So you're going to want to check this out because it's going to get interesting. As always, stick around. Let's get into the video. All right, guys. So today we've got the new Quinn ratchets here. These are the 1/4 inch low profile and the 3/8 low profile. Sealed head 92 ratchets from Harbor Freight. Hardened chrome moly drive gear for added strength. Sealed head extends the tool life, keeping out dirt, and a precision 92th gear with 4-degree accuracy. Arc swing. Yep, I can't talk. I apologize. I've been under the weather since Christmas, so I was fighting a very nasty flu. Not sure what's going on. But nonetheless, we're back at it. We're going to try to give you a couple good videos out this week. And we're going to talk about it. Now, let's just kind of set aside here. Let's kind of take the focus off. Let's just look at these 1/4 inches real quick. I want to talk about this new, well, it's not new. Okay, there's the first thing right there. It's not necessarily a new product. Obviously, GEARWRENCH has had a 92th out. Matco has had their 88, which is very, very similar. You know, and this is my guy. I know it's cruddy, dirty. That's what it is. This is like one of my favorite ratchets to use. Very thin profile. And I want to compare it against these because I kind of seen a couple differences in quality that I thought were pretty interesting. With a Taiwan rebrand, or some of these tools that are coming out of Taiwan, there's definitely some good quality to be had. And the one thing that was very interesting about the 90 tooth is that, well, if you read right here, and a lot of you have probably seen the post, made in Taiwan with the finished in the mainland of China, designed in the USA. That kind of just blew me away, honestly. Now, Apex, Tool Group, Bain Capital, you know, this is one of those deals where I'm not surprised. And the sad part about it is, this is where I finally see something where Harbor Freight actually takes a win, honestly, in my category. That this one's made in Taiwan. At least it doesn't say made in Taiwan or designed in Taiwan and finished in China. I really don't know how that's even possible, but with Apex, you can guarantee they're going to do the cheapest thing possible. And I believe this ratchet. Now, this is my first GEARWRENCH 92 ratchet. Believe it or not, I have had the GEARWRENCH. The only ratchets that I've ever had that were GEARWRENCH were this one right here and the. I have is this guy right here, and I also have the 3/8 pass through, and I have not used this thing very much at all. Do they work? Yeah, they work when I need them to, but nothing really to write home and tell mom about. That being said, I know a lot of you want to get into the meat and potatoes of this, so we're going to kind of dive into this and talk about them. Now, I did switch. I don't know why I bought 1/4 inch. I guess because I'm kind of 1/4 inch dependent. I like 1/4 inch stuff. I will tell you the heads fit in here. I'm not going to tear them apart because I will tell you this much. Doing it with a 1/4 inch is absolutely a pain in the butt. And I will tell you that the GEARWRENCH does not fit as tightly as the Quinn does. So the heads actually match up. Let's just take a measurement on them real quick just to see size-wise. We got a 941 versus 944, which really blows me away. I think that's the reason why the Quinn fits a little bit tighter, because they made a little bit tighter tolerances. One problem I have with these snap ring style heads is these anvils tend to move. Now, I'll show you on the ratchets later when I get to it. My biggest problem is you get that wobble in that anvil. Let me see if I can kind of give you. Let me show you on the gear wrench. When you get that wobble on the anvil, you're going to take away from tooth engagement, and that's my biggest problem with these ratchets. Is that they're not what I would consider to be the strongest ratchet out there. When you start to reef on these things or give them a little bit of torque, and then you start, wobbling them back and forth, and you're not parallel 100%. And once you're using any type of socket on here, you're obviously going to start doing this canting on this ratchet where you're going to have that problem. The other thing is, I got to tell you, I like the Quinn handle feel over the gear wrench for the simple fact is, I mean, whose hands are that small? This thing is tiny. So I think this is $25 and these are $20. So they're beating them up $5 on the price. The finish overall on the gear wrench is a little bit nicer somehow. Looks like they're using a little bit better chroming process. And I will tell you, that seems to be Harbor Freight's biggest kryptonite is I've seen chroming issues before in the past where eventually they chip. And I'll tell you, the one thing you don't want to have is chrome peeling. Believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, back in the day, before a lot of these tools, and a lot of the old timers will tell you that when the chrome starts peeling, it will slice you like a razor blade. Now, will that happen? It's hard to say because this takes a lot of time and use in order for you to get to that point. These aren't just something you can just chip off, and I can't just damage this and make it happen. But, on tools that I have used professionally for a long time, this ratchet's 20 years old, you can see that there's no chipping or peeling in the chrome. And I can say that's a testament to having a professional level tool. Now you're looking at probably $50-$60 for a ratchet versus 25 versus 20. So those are kind of those distinctions you're going to have to make a difference of when you go to buy them. But as far as the 90 tooth goes for the gear wrench and that, I think they're actually a pretty big win. Honestly, in my opinion, Quinn is probably the better choice to get over Icon, in my opinion, for most DIYers and Harbor Freight, because I think the value that you're actually getting for the tool that you're buying is about spot on. You're getting the best bang for your buck buying Quinn stuff at Harbor Freight. It seems like Harbor Freight doesn't really quite know how to get to. It seems like the Icon line, to me, does not know how to get itself to a professional standard. And they just charge you more for the same tool, for the same quality of manufacturing, in my opinion. I think that, if you're going to go be able to buy a Quinn for X amount of dollars and they're basically just trying to make the Icons look like a Snap-on, you're paying for that look, once again, for Icon. That's all you're getting. Even though Harbor Freight is definitely knocking off every tool company out there, at the end of the day, they're not doing it spectacularly, in my opinion. They're not doing it in great fashion. This, however, I feel like is a pretty fair deal. And honestly, gear wrench is not hard to knock off, being the fact that they're building these in China and Taiwan and wherever all over the world. The back drag on these 90 tooth ratchets are, however, pretty decent. I gotta tell you, I was pretty impressed with that. My Matco is not as good as the Quinn. I will tell you that. Now, for our star of the show, you can also find these in a DURATECH version in a 90 tooth. And I know some of you guys were wondering. I'll show you real quick. I will tell you this much. The DURATECH is not built as well as the Quinn. And they are the same price, I believe. I think it's either $20 or, let me get this opened up here. It's either $20 or $25. I can't remember. But the Quinn, I know, is $25. And if I can get my snap rings in there. This is always just so much more fun to do when you're on camera. Let me tell you right now. But I'll show you. These, I thought these were the exact same. And I was kind of shocked when I opened them up. Because this Quinn one is built better than the DURATECH. Once again, which I shouldn't be surprised since DURATECH is built in China by Great Star. Just lacking the details to make them, in my opinion, a little bit better. The Quinn is a little dry inside, and it comes with a sealed O-ring on it, which is nice. The DURATECH has no sealed O-ring, and it is dry as a popcorn fart. Let me tell you right now. And the anvils are not the same. I thought they were, but I'll show you on this one. They don't even come close to fitting in the same cavity. They're just way too big. So it is not the same. I thought it was, but I was unfortunately shown otherwise. And on top of that, the DURATECH's made in China, the gear wrench is made in China, the Quinn is made in Taiwan. So you honestly are getting a better product from Harbor Freight. And it's a lesser of two evils, in my opinion. I don't know how. I mean, I guess I don't like either one of them. I'm not a huge gear wrench fan. I'm not a Harbor Freight fan. But if I had to make a choice over gear wrench, I'd probably go with the Quinn in this case. Now, there is other options out there from gear wrench, though, that are pretty impressive. And we're going to do this in another video, but this is the 120 XP locking flex head. And I got to tell you, pretty impressive. This one is, however, made in Taiwan. So stick around for the next video on that, because I think you'll enjoy that. But my overall opinion of the Quinn Ratchet, it's actually worth the money. If you've got to save on a budget, and you want to look at buying a gear wrench over the Quinn now Quinn doesn't have a full line out. That's the other thing is, you can't get these in a flex head, which is a no-brainer for me. They're not the same as the Matco, but they still carry that snap ring design, which I'm not a fan of. I will tell you that buying a screwed-in plate is 100% the way to go. And when you look at the new even gear wrench, you see that they're going to a screwed-in plate now on their new design. So these designs are, that wobble and that you're definitely going to have more breakage, slippage. The anvil is not as thick. They did make them thicker on the DURATECH here, but I doubt that's going to make it any stronger because they're not using very good parts internally. So once again, there's my review on the Quinn Ratchet. If you got any questions, or maybe you wanted to see something different, leave a comment down in the comment box. I'd definitely appreciate hearing your feedback on that. And, I hope you enjoyed this video. So like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.